Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to The Driveway. So, this is the monthly Driveway Debrief, kind of talk about the state of things, where they stand, and this one's going to be a little bit different. So, if you noticed, if you were paying attention, things slowed down quite a bit last week with the channel, and there's a very good reason for that. My mother-in-law, my wife's mother, she passed away quite unexpectedly. And she was just an incredible person. Just one of those people that radiated positivity, always inspiring. And she meant so much to family, to friends, to her church, to the community, the town that she lived in. What she gave to that town was just incredible. So we packed up the entire car. We have a giant minivan, not this one. We have another giant minivan. We packed it up, suitcases with the family, and we all drove from Georgia up to Massachusetts, and we spent time together. We paid our respects. And honestly, we really just tried to process everything together. And it was a tough week, I'm not gonna lie. But we are going to move forward. We're going to do it in her honor, and that's exactly what she would want everyone to do. So, okay, let's talk about the YouTube channel itself. So the last time I did one of these, I think I told you guys I had 53 subscribers. And that's not exactly setting the internet on fire. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. But as of today, we're now up to 127 subscribers. So first of all, to everybody who has subscribed, I need to thank you. So thank you so much for doing that. It means so much. And really, from last month to this, From last month to this month, that's about 140% increase, which is really great. So when you're starting from zero, that's quite a bit of an accomplishment. That kind of growth, going from 53 to 127 in a month, that really means a lot. And hopefully I can maintain that momentum, give you guys enough interesting videos to watch and to review. So that's my goal. And that's really the whole game at this stage, to get to more eyeballs on my music and my channel. And you guys have been a huge part of that. If you've been a member, or sorry, not a member yet, but just subscribe to the channel, it's been hugely significant. All right, and next I want to talk about the data. So this is where I worked, I'm a data scientist by trade, a data nerd, if you will. So I took some time and I went through the numbers. So let me get into that. So every month I get these statements from SounDrop, and they tell me where my music is being listened to, where I'm generating any revenue, how my music is being shared with the world. And I've printed out all of these interesting facts that I kind of want to read to you and review with you. I don't just want to tell you, hey, the numbers look good, or the numbers look bad, or things are getting better, or things are getting worse. Just wanted to dig in a little bit and give you some statistics or just some general information about the numbers and what they're showing. So the first big takeaway was in January of this year, we had basically nothing. So I think there were 3 total plays of all of our songs. And that was a little bit of a tough pill to swallow, but those were the facts. And then February came around, and in February it jumped up to 739 plays. So that's a pretty significant growth. And then March, it's over 1,100. So the trend is continuing. The number of plays or streams of the music is definitely growing. So from January to March now, if you think about those numbers I just said, that's about a 370 times increase. Not 370%. It would be something ridiculous like 37,000%. It's 370 times, so a factor of 370 increase, that's quite a bit. So that was a welcome jump. Let's just put it that way. It's not normal, typical growth, I guess you'd say. It's more of what we call in the industry a hockey stick curve. And it feels like something just might be starting to catch. I'm not sure. We'll just have to continue to monitor. All right, and then second thing, So this is very important as well. It's not coming from the plays or the streams are not really coming from Spotify or iTunes or people just casually streaming the song somewhere on YouTube or whatnot. It's actually coming from user-generated content. That's where a large portion of these streams or plays are coming from. Which means people are actually taking these songs, which are available in the platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. They're available in there, and people are using them as music in their own videos. So that's really cool. It's really TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, that's where this is happening. And that's really kind of a big deal because that's how stuff spreads today. You know, in the old world, you'd have to go into a studio, press a record, play it, try to get it played on the radio. And it was not always, but typically original songs. So it's a whole different world now. And getting users to use your content in their videos is becoming a very significant way to get exposure for your music. And there's a bit of a platform shift as well from one to another. So in February, when I looked at it, most of the activity came from Facebook. In March, it shifted completely, well, not completely, but it shifted, the volume shifted to TikTok and YouTube. Now, YouTube I understand because YouTube, they reveal their results on a quarterly basis. So that does explain why the YouTube numbers jumped so much in March. But the TikTok one was very curious because I haven't really invested any time at all in TikTok. So you'll hear I have some plans for that at the end, but for now, it's really TikTok and YouTube where it's starting to grow. And that's what you call the internet ecosystem, I guess, getting your music into these user-generated content. It's like, you put your music out there, you test it, it gets picked up and it gets played into certain videos and then it starts spreading. So that's kind of the life cycle that I'm hoping this music will continue to follow. So, if you take all the numbers and you sum them all down, it really means that the channel and the music we're putting out there is growing, not because we're promoting it, but really because people are finding it through various means and using it, which we are all for, by the way. So if you're on these other platforms, TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram, and you see this music available, use it. It's available to use. And when users use it, they don't have to pay anything. We will just get royalties for that. So please use it. All right, and now we'll talk about what's coming next. So what are some of the upcoming things we have for this channel? So some pretty exciting stuff. So first, we have to finish up Bad Moon Rising. We still need to lay down the rest of the lead guitar bits, finalize those. There's some rough drafts that have been out there, but we need to finalize that. Get the vocals in there. I've recorded the vocals. I just need to get that video out there to show you how that was done. And then we have to get into the mixing, the mastering, and then finally get the song distributed. And then while the distribution is taking place, put together an AI visual video, a video that uses AI visuals, sewn all together in the pattern that I talked about in my last video, which I highly recommend if that's of any interest to you. I understand a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to sit down, play their guitar, set it to record, and just lip sync away. Glorious. That is fantastic. You don't have to use these AI visuals. I'm just saying this is available for free. It's a little bit fun. It's just, if you want to be more creative, it's just something you can consider. So I have to put AI videos together for Twilight Zone, obviously. I already put one together for a song called Little Red Riding Hood, which is the song that we just recently distributed. It's all about Halloween. And then Bad Moon Rising. Obviously, once we distribute that song, then I got to get a video laid down for it. And then finally, I got to get back into the habit of releasing some of those older, rougher, rough draft type songs where it wouldn't be distributed. I'd be a little embarrassed to distribute that out through Spotify or whatnot. But they're in the pop-up video style. So if you haven't seen any of those, I'd recommend going back. They're kind of funny. I put a little jokes in there, and then, it's pop-up video style with the little text that pops up, and it gives you, sometimes it talks about why this wouldn't be why we wouldn't release this. This is missing, that is missing. If you listen to it, you can hear it's rough, a little rougher. So those just wouldn't be distributed, but it's in pop-up video style. And I always like those. If you like those, I would check out the older songs that we have, see those pop-up videos, but it's all about learning from your mistakes. And finally, the big upcoming thing that we have that I'm very excited about, I teased it a little bit earlier, was for TikTok. So every day I'm going to post, it's called GenX Trivia, I'm going to call it. I'm a big trivia nerd, a geek, whatever term you want to use, but I'm big time into trivia and music. So I figured I'd put my two loves together and come up with a daily TikTok trivia. It's going to be called GenX Trivia. It's going to be about GenX songs, theme songs for TVs, songs with sound effects in them from the GenX era. Guitar solos, what song is this with this guitar solo or sax solo or whatever instrument. Name that tune in 3 notes, all sorts of fun things we're going to do every day. I'm going to sit down, record a whole bunch and get those out every day and hopefully get people to watch those, obviously, and hopefully they're fun, and then get them to get over to the channel. So I'm trying to build organic growth here. I'll probably put those over on Instagram as well. I think they would work as reels. And really, that's it. We want to have the more volume of songs and GenX trivia and other things that we can put out there, the more people that will hopefully feed back into the YouTube channel itself. And it looks like TikTok is already starting to grab onto the music. So I'd like to combine that with this trivia concept and then really try to build on that. So that's it. That's where we stand at this time. It was a very, very tough week personally, but there are some encouraging data signs from the channel itself, from the music and how it's streaming and all that. And really, that's life, right? There's highs and lows, and you just have to ride your boat right through it. Keep going, keep building, stay positive. Do things in honor of your own family, of people that have passed. Do it for all the people that matter. And do it for yourself. I'd recommend doing this. Start a channel. Just start streaming music. You don't have to start a channel if you don't want to talk in front of a camera. It intimidates a lot of people. Intimidated me. It still does a bit, but we'll all get over that. So again, I want to thank you all for being a part of the channel to this point. I really appreciate watching these videos, listening to me ramble, and I will see you again next month on the 26th to talk about the April Driveway Debrief. We will talk to you next time. Take care.